It's 6:45 on Sunday, August 18th, 2024, and I'm just starting my first day, my first full day of walking the Camino del Norte here at the Bilbao hostel in Bilbao. Gonna try to make it to Pobreña, maybe a little bit farther today. I'm a little excited, a little nervous to be starting the second Camino. It came about so suddenly. It's Sunday. I flew into Bilbao yesterday, but I only had the idea to do this at all Thursday. So basically in a day and a half, this has all kind of come together a bit last minute. But as I had been so busy and stressed with things lately, I thought it was a good way to decompress and unwind, get some exercise, get into nature a bit. Only been walking for about 15 minutes, and I'm leaving the city. This is truly the type of path I enjoy walking on the Camino. Or maybe I should say this is my preferred type of trail with all the trees. Continuing the tradition from my first time walking the Camino, there are blackberries along the way. It's been raining pretty consistently for a few minutes as I climbed up the hill. Fortunately, there's a Hermitage church with a nice large portico where I've been able to find some refuge. The route this morning has taken me through forests, small villages, across fields, very rural type of landscapes, but surprisingly it's along the hilltop just overlooking the suburbs of Bilbao. So I had sheep earlier, now I get the cows. It's been raining for a couple of hours and it's actually picked up, but I've made it to the suburb of Baracalado, I think it's called. Fortunately, experience taught me to start out with rain gear this time. Back in an urban center, this time Baracaldo, a suburb of Bilbao. Fortunately, here in Baracaldo, San Vicente Church also has a portico that presents some shelter from the rain and a chance to take a break. It's just after 11. I think I've been walking about 12 kilometers and I'm still very much in the Bilbao metro area. In Sestao, I think it's pronounced now. I've seen more bikers than walkers today. I'm entering Playa La Arena. Playa La Arena, and at the end, across the pedestrian bridge there, is Pobreña, where I hope to get a bed in the albergue for tonight. Good morning. It's Monday, the 19th of August, 2024 at about 6:30 in the morning. Just leaving the albergue. A lot of people there, but a nice experience. A lot of cool people. I met many pilgrims. I'm going to try to make it to Castro Ideales today. Maybe a little bit further, but not so far. I walked more than 30 kilometers yesterday, which is much farther than I had hoped to walk, actually. I do not remember this tunnel from before. There was an alternate route just a little ways back. Maybe I went the other route last time. And there's Oton ahead. At Oton, there were two possible routes, one just over 12 kilometers, one about 7.5 kilometers, the Castro Ideales. I had opted for the shorter route last time, so this time I'm taking the longer route. Hey. There were two young female pilgrims who passed me a few minutes ago, proving that I'm not the only one who opted for the longer route. And if it's going to be like this, I'm very happy that I did. Love the scenery. After a little less than a kilometer through that very steep eucalyptus forest, the Camino rejoins the road. Of course, I can't share the fantastic smells, but it smells so earthy and wonderful as well. Northern Spain truly is just so beautiful. Spain in general, really. I'm in the outskirts of Castro Ideales, just after 12, maybe about 12:30. This is the albergue in Oriñón. I'm staying here tonight rather than Castro Ideales because the albergue there was full. They had space for 16 beds and for about 4 or 5 more people on the floor. I think I was number 22 in line, so of course I didn't get a space, and there were probably at least 15 people behind me as well. This is about 15-kilometer walk from Castro Ideales. I didn't walk, I ended up taking a bus which left from just next to the albergue there. Just because I had already walked more than 15 today, I was really tired. I didn't want to walk a whole lot more. It's Tuesday, August 20th at about 7:45 in the morning. That's the albergue just there in Oriñón. So just heading out. It was a pretty good night. I slept well. I was in a 8-person room, but there were only 3 of us. Myself and 2 guys from Italy, Francesco and Giovanni. I'm going to try to make it to Santoña today by the coast. They're going as well, but they're going the inland route. So maybe I'll see them again there. I'm just hoping I have enough water because the coastal route, I think, has no services. The village of Sarabia. I've been walking only about 10-15 minutes, so it's just up the road. Although this path is deep in the woods, occasionally the vegetation splits and has a great view out to the sea. In this case, a little beach at the bottom as well. That's a nudist beach, so I'm very tempted to go. I think I will. I decided I wanted a bit of adventure, so here I am at the nudist beach. There are a few people, and most of them are without clothes. Really, the only thing giving me hesitation beforehand was just having my shoes and everything filled with sand. But there's always a solution for those types of problems. And if the worst thing happens is that I have an uncomfortable walk and get some blisters, oh well, life is not always full of roses and sunshine. Or maybe it is, because the sun is shining beautifully here today. Since the beach, it's been only uphill, and I'm really tired. I had to sit and take a break. Thanks to the couple and a local who's up ahead, I found the way to this up a very steep, very narrow little crevasse in the rocks. Basically had to go hands and knees the whole way up, mostly just because the weight of the backpack pulling me down. At least the next little stretch seems easier. I lost the couple from Gijon and my guide to the mountains up there, leaving me to try to find my way. When there are cards in Via Ferrata, I'm a little worried. So far, it's been a hard, zigzaggy descent from up there, up top. Going up was very difficult. Coming down is difficult. It makes up for taking the bus yesterday. I'm at least back down below the tree line. I finally made it to that building that was far down below a few minutes ago. It seems like hours ago. Just came across a bush loaded with ripe blackberries. I'm mid-climb, going up again. I'm hoping to make it to Santoña, which is on the other side of the inlet there. The sandbar, the city sticking out is Laredo, where I stayed the previous time I did this, which is why I'm trying not to stay there, just to do something different. There is a little boat that connects the two. There's Laredo laid out down below. Saint Maria de la Asunción started in the 13th century. I'm not sure if it's considered a cathedral or a parish church, but it's the main church in Laredo. Got my pilgrim's passport stamped here, and so I thought I'd come in and have a quick look around. In the distance across the water is Santoña. I'm still in Laredo, but there's Santoña. albergue is just out of city limits, so there's a sign that I'm leaving Santoña. Hi, it's 7:05 on Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. Just leaving the albergue here behind me. And it's sprinkling a little bit, but maybe it'll be dry today. The forecast says it's going to be dry. Leaving Santoña behind. The Camino passes about a block inland from the beach. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go and check out the beach, especially since I'm going to take the inland route today. I may not have another chance. The Camino is not all pretty. Leaving the town, Oriñón in this case, heading toward the countryside, which is much more like it. Castillo de las Siete Villas. The 16th century Church of St. Michael. At 11:30, finally getting a bit of sunshine. That house on the right with the two cars has a tiny little dog that just bit my fucking ankle. I believe the big white building is the albergue of Father Ernesto. I stayed there before. I actually hadn't planned to stay there this time, but there are not a lot of options. Knees together a little bit like this. Then I can put my feet under your body. Elevator. It's 9:30 on Thursday, August 22nd, 2024. Been walking for about 2 hours, decided to walk with the group today, and we've stopped at the beach. That was Marie Claire from Germany. Closest to me out there on the rock is Donald from Leeds. There's a Dutchman, Gofredo. There are 3 more who are up on the top of the cliff, decided not to walk down. I'm in a stretch walking on my own. The group is kind of separated a bit. We've decided to Kind of have some alone time each, but we'll meet up at the next beach. The Camino has arrived at Land's End. Need to take a boat over to Santander, but because it's low tide, the boat can't operate from this port, so there'll be about a 2.5 hour wait. And I'm in the town of Somo. I, along with a couple of Italians and a couple of Spaniards, walked across the bridge to Pedreña. There are boats from here every 20 minutes. Yeah, Berge is just here on the left. It's break time. Break time again. We've merged with another group of 5, so there are 10 of us total.
It's very bad for them, no?
Yeah. Arriving in the village of Colombres.
Are we gonna sunbathe? It's not somewhere else.
El Capricho de Gaudi.
They just put weight. It's going on. It's not closing. In fact, there's no medicine.
Just Robert and I today. We've lost the others, but we should rejoin with Marie Claire further up. San Vicente.
Look at that lady. Huge church. So massive. So useful. Big enough.
The village of Serdio having their fiestas this week or today.
There's nothing to see when you have.
Leaving Cantabria behind and getting into Asturias across the river.
Run, run, they are going to eat you. Uno cada uno? Che vuol dire uno? C'è la testa? Come una testa?
It's Monday, August 26th in Colombres, still at the albergue, waiting for my companions, Marie Claire and Robert. We should be leaving in a few minutes. It's about 6:50, 6:55 at the moment, but it's chilly, 14 degrees C. That's the albergue in Llanes, Albergue La Casona. It's not the same one I stayed in last time here, so at least that's different. The view from the albergue. It's Tuesday, August 27th, 2024 at about 8:20 in the morning. I took the bus from Llanes to Villaviciosa, skipping about 4 days or 4 stages in order to start the Primitivo route toward Oviedo because I only have 3 more days of walking before my flight back to Gran Canaria. It seems very strange to be doing the Camino by myself again after 4 days of walking with small groups of at least one other person, usually 3 or 4 other people. I really enjoy the camaraderie and the companionship. Of course, I also enjoy walking by myself, having the freedom and flexibility to go at my own pace. The drawback is that my pace tends to be too fast and I tend not to stop enough, so I'm going to try to alter that today. A little capilla on the road where the caminos separate. To the right, it stays on the norte. To the left is the connection down to the Primitivo toward Oviedo that I will be taking this time, as opposed to straight ahead that I went 2 years ago. Casquita behind me. In keeping with my pledge to go slower, see more, I'm going to go to the left to check out this San Juan Evangelista monument rather than following the Camino immediately to the right. I think it's not so far off of the road, just a couple of 100 meters maybe. Yet another closed church. This in the village of San Pedro de Ambas. This is the monastery and church of Santa Maria de Valde-Dios. I actually have a reservation in the albergue here for tonight, but as it's only about 11:30 in the morning, I think I'll keep walking. The Church of San Salvador, which is from the end of the 9th century. There's the monastery and albergue down below. I'm still not done going up though. arriving in Vega, where I hope to get one of the 16 beds in the albergue. I was worried that with only 16 beds I wouldn't be able to get one, but I seem to be the only person in the hostel. The building was locked. I asked across the plaza at the bar. There was a senora who called the mayor. He gave me a code to enter the building and told me, take whichever bed I want, it's fine. This is the view from the upstairs terrace of the albergue. There's not much to Vega. It's 7:50 on Wednesday, August 28th, 2024. I'm just leaving the albergue in Vega de Santiago, where I was the only person in the building. No one ever came to collect money, to check my ID, to stamp my credentials or anything. One of the communal laundry areas. I've seen a few in this part of Asturias. As if there's not enough landscape with cows, they need to paint them on the buildings as well. The Camino is taking me off of the asphalt finally, after about an hour. The little hermitage of Christ of the Welcoming. Unfortunately, the hermitage doesn't seem so welcoming these days. Beside the river, it's a really nice little area to have my break. I've reached Pola de Siero. I opted for the little side street through Pola rather than the busier commercial street down that way. About 11:30 and I'm leaving Pola de Siero behind. Definitely getting closer to the Oviedo urban area. A lot more development. This should be El Baron. The Church of St. Peter, originally from the 12th century. According to the inscription on the plaque behind me, they're not exactly sure of the origins of this bridge. It's possibly Roman. The albergue is in this building. It's 6 o'clock on Friday, August 30th, and my Camino is coming to a close. I'm leaving the albergue now, walking to the bus station in order to get the bus to the airport to get back to Gran Canaria.